Right, great. Well, thank you all for being here today. Really appreciate it. I am very excited. We had a phenomenal day with phenomenal different practitioners that were here as part of our Sangha. And I do want to give kind of a shout out to everyone that participated today. Our practitioners have such incredible heart, love, and skill and commitment, not only to Sangha healing, but up to their clients and just to the community. So they gave all of this today with their love. So really appreciate that. I'm sure everyone who joined today really appreciates that as well. So thank you. And I want you to know that Sangha Healing is a trusted network for holistic solutions. So we are way more than a platform. We're a vibrant community. We're dedicated to connecting you, individuals seeking healing, with our professional practitioners. And we also really want to shine a light on the diverse world of holistic health services. So I think you saw that today with all the different things that we have to offer. And you can kind of pick and choose things that really align with you that you want to use during your healing journey. So our mission is truly to expand the possibilities for you, raise awareness, empower you to take control of your own health, and then partner with practitioners to grow their business to new heights. So with that in mind, we are going to have 4 phenomenal sessions today, caregiver self-care snacks. Food is not involved. It sounded like somebody thought we might be talking about food or the best way to get snacks into your diet. No, that's not it. But we want to share with you really easy techniques, again, that you can add to your toolbox and take them with you. So even if you're not a caregiver, these are things that anybody can use throughout their day when they just need a little reset. So we have 4 different mini sessions. I'm going to start with the bee breath. So the bee breath is really something that I found, I think it was a couple years ago, and someone taught it to me. And I've done a lot of different breathing techniques over the years, but I was just kind of really enamored with this because, for one, it's fun, right? And I think we all know what bees are, right? And we all know the sound they make. And if you do not hear sound, you also understand they make a vibration, right? As they move through the world, spreading joy on flowers, etc., helping the world stay healthy. And so that was one of the things I think that really connected with me. It's like, wow, this is something that is fun. It's really easy to do. And people can do it with their kids, right? Kids love making noises. They all know what bees are as well, right? And so it's not like we're trying to teach them something that they can't understand, right? Or something it's too hard to wrap their head around. So that's another reason I really like the bee breath, and that people can do it with their kids, with their families. It can be something that you can share together. So today, what I want to do is I want to talk through a little bit of the benefits of the bee breath. Then I want to demonstrate for you the bee breath. And then we're going to do it together for a couple minutes, right? And I would say that when we do it together, you may want to put their things on mute, which I think everybody has, just so it doesn't disturb others. And then when I kind of bring you back together, you can hear me as well. Okay. So the benefits of the bee breath. Well, first of all, it's been practiced for thousands of years. So clearly the yogis knew what they were doing, right? It's a pranayama. They've been doing that. It clearly is making a difference in people's lives. So it's still out there today. And that humming vibration is what really kind of resonates and makes a difference in what we do and how we feel. So there's been a lot of research on this as well, and there's evidence that shows that it can do multiple things. One of the first things it can do is really just soothe your nervous system, right? It helps lower anxiety for you, lower stress as you practice the bee breath. The other thing it can do is it can decrease your heart rate and your blood pressure. So clearly you need to do this more than once, but think about how powerful that is, right? To be able to literally decrease your heart rate and just kind of slow you down. The other thing that it does is enhance your focus and your memory. So when you do the bee breath, you'll understand it kind of has you go inward a little bit. And so you're really focusing your awareness there, and it's bringing a little bit more mental clarity. And one of my other favorite things is it promotes sleep, better sleep. So my cat woke me up at like 4 a.m. the other day and I could not get back to sleep. And I'm like, okay, well, I might wake up my husband by doing the bee breath, but I'm not going to leave the bed and I'm going to practice my bee breath and help me get back to sleep. So I like it because it kind of drowns out, right, everything else that's going on, like my cat meowing in a really loud way because he's old and he's loud. And it just kind of brings me back to where I need. So those are some of the benefits that you get from the bee breath. I'll also put in the chat later on a link to our blog about the bee breath so you can read more and also see the evidence. Okay. So with that said, let me kind of like talk through it and then I'll demo it and then we'll do it together. So for the bee breath, just like any other type of modality, we just want you to feel comfortable. You can be sitting down, you can be standing, right? Just kind of let your shoulders relax and get ready to receive. Okay. So we are going to first inhale deeply. So take a little bit of time to breathe in through your nose. And then as you exhale, you can put your fingers on, they're called targuses, but like those little kind of fleshy parts, right around your ears. And you don't have to do them too tight. And if you can see Heidi, she's also kind of doing some mudras there as well and closing her eyes. But anything to kind of get you internal. And then you would close your mouth and then hum as you exhale out. And if you can exhale a little longer and as long as you can, that helps bring that vibration in. Okay. So I'm going to do a demonstration for you as well. Breathe in. You can close your eyes if it feels safe for you to do that. I like to use my voice as well to kind of go up and down. You can do whatever you want. There's no right or wrong way, right, to hum. So does anyone have any questions on the technique? Okay, then why don't we spend a couple minutes in going through a couple rounds. So the more you do it, the more benefits you have. So again, and if you do want to take yourself off mute, honestly, that's fine as well. But why don't we just do a couple rounds together? And then I'll let us know, like last one, you kind of finish up and then we'll come back and we'll kind of talk about what that feels for you in your body. Okay? All right, let's begin. Last one. Excellent. Great. So does anyone want to talk about how they feel? Just kind of observe what's happening in your body after doing that for a couple of minutes.
I'll share a little. So I've become very, very somatically aware of my nervous system as I've like learned these nervous system regulation techniques and like when I get triggered and when I'm calm. And I could definitely feel a difference. I'm much calmer than I was when I entered. So that's awesome.
Fantastic. Thank you, Stephanie. Anyone else?
Yeah, I can feel an activation in my chest. It sort of activates my heart center, which to me just draws me deeper within me whenever I can focus on my heart or anything. So it really kind of draws me in deeper in. Yeah.
All that. Fantastic. Great. Anybody else? No.
I actually felt like more energized too.
Oh, okay. I love that.
Like calm but energized. It was kind of like, like it was, yeah, this internal energy though, but not chaotic energy. That difference.
Love that. Yeah, right. It's like, yeah, like a soft energy almost.
Mhm.
I love that. Beautiful. All right, wonderful. Well, I'm going to put the link in the chat for you all as well, and you can grab that when you want. And then I think we're just about time. I want to turn it over to our next practitioner. So Heidi is now going to walk us through some meditation in motion.
Yes. So some somatic movement. So one of the things that is a challenge to people for to meditate is that we all have a lot of activation in our bodies, or even or activation and just emotions or sensations within us. And so a moving meditation sometimes is more accessible to people. This is also something that you can do for a really long time or for a really short time. You coordinate your movements with your breath, and they can be big movements or little movements. So you'll get the recording of this, and if you can start with smaller movements and move to bigger movements. And that works if you're in a space where you're feeling really that maybe you're just drawing in and you feel like you can't go out. Movement is difficult for you. I went through a period of life where that happened. If I tried to do yoga, that was too much. So you can start with smaller movements. You can also, if you're feeling like, oh, you just need to move, and then you can come into center, you can start with bigger movements. That's what we're going to do today. But when you do the recording or when you do this on your own, you can start either way. So the best thing to do, the best way to begin is to first sort of notice how you're feeling. So do you have that excess energy inside? Do you have like something you need to shake out? Or are you feeling kind of like you just can't move? So what I'm going to invite you to do today is I'm going back to my mat. I'm going to start standing. I'm going to start with some middle movements. They'll get bigger and then they'll get smaller and we'll sit down in the chair. But you move in whatever way works for you right now. So if you're feeling like you just can't get those big movements, then you don't even have to move at all. You can visualize within you sort of expansion, maybe an expansion of a color or an expansion of a feeling within you, a feeling that you want to feel, something like that, a sense of calm, a sense of joy, a sense of gratitude. So you can make this your own. Unfortunately, I can't do both at the same time, so I just had to pick one. But this will give you the idea and the way that a way that you can address wherever you're at in a given moment. So I'll move back. You can all stay seated. You can stand if you want, whatever it is that works for you. So I do have my dog here, so I want to move back so you can see my head, but okay, yeah, I can do that. I'll just move my chair. There we go. So just once again, notice how you're feeling. Notice the sensations in your body. You might feel comfortable closing your eyes. You may not. You may want to maybe focus on something that you can see in your room. And just start to notice your breath, taking a breath in. And as you do, you can take your arms out and up as big as you'd like. And release them down. If you'd like to add more movement, you can bend your knees. You can breathe out softly. Or you can breathe out so you feel a vibration through your whole body. The particular movement that we're doing doesn't matter. It's about how you're feeling in your body. So I'm going to change the movement. You can keep doing that one. You can do something different than I'm doing. You might start to notice how you're feeling at the top of your head. Down through the sides of your face, past the ears. Down through the neck. Going to change again. You can do a slow movement or a fast one. I'm getting into bigger movements. You can stay small movements. Notice how you're feeling in the shoulders, or your heart center. If you'd like, you can step into a posture, maybe moving one foot forward, the other back, or bring your feet wider. I'm going to do the foot forward and back. This is a lot of movement. You might want to just visualize the breath from the top of your head to the bottoms of the feet. If you had one foot forward, you might switch. You can switch the way you're moving. Maybe make claws. Maybe squeeze in. Notice where you feel expansion, where you feel strength. If you stepped into a posture, we're going to start going smaller now. So bring yourself back in. Just lift the shoulders. My head. And let them down. As you lift the shoulders, perhaps you can imagine a sensation or a color coming up from the bottoms of the feet to the top of the head, and then from the exhale, releasing down. If you're standing, just come to stillness. You might choose to stay standing or come into a seat. You might continue to let your arms move, or you might rest them wherever they feel. Rest your hands and your arms wherever they feel supported. Let the sensation, whatever sensation you're inviting in, be a visual sensation, tingling, and a sense of an emotion, such as we were talking about earlier. Just let it come from the bottoms of the feet, up through the legs, into the torso, all the way up into the crown, through the crown of the head. With each exhale, let it release back down. And then let that sensation your awareness, let it become a little bit smaller. Notice it maybe from the bottom of your tailbone, expanding throughout the torso, up through the shoulders, the neck, and through the crown of the head. And then with the exhale, let it release. Allow the sensation to come into your belly and your heart center. Each breath in, let it expand. With each breath out, let it settle in. Settle in to these spaces of intuition. Spaces of creativity and emotion. With each breath in, let it expand. each breath out, let it condense. Let it just settle into your heart center. Knowing that whatever it was, whatever emotion, sensation, awareness that you invited in, that it'll be there when you need it. At any time, you just need to draw your awareness, your attention toward it. Then gently begin to notice the space around you. If your eyes were closed, you might rub your hands together, cover them up, and blink them open and gently come back into the room around you. You might start to wiggle fingers and toes. You might start to stretch your body or expand your awareness back out into the room. Looking around. Coming back into your space. Thank you so much for allowing me to share this practice with you. It's something that can be done in many different ways. You can take little pieces of it and make them your own way to ground yourself when you need it. Thank you.
Thank you, Heidi. Love it. That was wonderful. Next up, we have Stephanie, who is going to teach us a nervous system regulation tool.
Hello, beautiful people. Hey. I've been doing a lot of research on nervous system regulation tools because I have had my own experience with chronic stress and PTSD and all kinds of things. And I understand now that my nervous system is the key to healing. I had no idea until I started practicing these tools that I could calm my nervous system at any moment of the day, even in the middle of a trigger. So that is something that I want to talk about and teach you. There's a bunch of tools out there. And if you just do a search on the vagus nerve, you'll find all kinds of great tools. What Kathy taught us with the bee breath was definitely a vagus nerve activation. But your vagus nerve is actually your longest cranial nerve in your body. And it connects to the brain and many of your major organs. And it literally will activate the parasympathetic nervous system. It's the rest and digest state. So your body knows what to do, but because we stay so much in hypervigilance and stress, our bodies we forget because we get all stuck in our brains and forget that we have a body here. And so that is my reminder for you today, that you have a body and you have the responsibility to take care of that body. And so one of my favorite ones is just a diaphragmatic breath, just a four square breath. You breathe in and breathe out, and there's a hold at the top and the bottom. That one is super simple. But one of the ones that I learned recently is literally just a nervous system activation where, so you've got your vagus nerves that go down your neck right here on the side of your neck, underneath each ear. And there's a practice. You put your fingers like this. You put them over the ear. So like, let's see if I can show you. It's fingers on either side of the ear and both sides. And you literally just drag your fingers down your neck into your clavicle. You can do this like 3 or 4 times. And you are literally just telling your nervous system, you're safe, you're calm, there's nothing wrong. And you can, if you've got some somatic awareness, you can feel your nervous system cool down. It'll calm your entire system. So I love that one. I will do that. You can do that in the car. You could do that in the middle of a meeting. Nobody will notice. Oh, I'm just scratching my neck, just one side even, you can use this at any point. But I also wanted to share one of the lovely things about humming. So along with the bee breath, you can chant, you can pray, you can sing the om, speaking the om. All of these things also activate your vagus nerve. So your vocal cords are directly connected to the nervous system. So you can use that. There are so many others. Just cold stimulation, splashing water on your face is a great tool. And then one of the ones I just learned literally like 4 days ago, ladies, it was just right as we were talking about this event. I was like, okay, that is a really cool tool. And this is actually a solution for you, Kathy, when you're in bed, you don't want to wake your husband. It's basically using the tongue on the top of the roof of your mouth. And so you start with just using the tip of your tongue to feel the rough part on the front of your mouth. I can't talk while I'm doing it. And then you move your tongue to the back part where it's softer. Feel that. Just kind of go back and forth. And then extend the tongue a little bit. Go to either side of the teeth, like the back teeth. And you can go even a little bit further back, depending on how far your tongue goes. But the top of the mouth is also connected to the vagus nerve. I did this in the middle of the night because I didn't want to wake up my dog last night. At 4 o'clock in the morning, I did that practice, and it took me about 3 minutes to go back to sleep. It's so wonderful. This is something I recently realized, because, I've been practicing these nervous system regulation tools for a while now, that I can use these to help me with my insomnia. So if I'm not sleeping, or I wake up in the middle of the night, or, something wakes me, maybe my dog kicks me, or, he's snoring, or I have, a disturbing dream, I can use these nervous system tools to bring my body back to safety, because that's essentially what you're telling your body, is that you're safe. When you have an activated nervous system and you are in that fight or flight response, your body doesn't feel safe. And so you'll get the racing thoughts, the heart will be pounding, all of these things will be happening in your body. And essentially your mind will be telling you, you're not safe. It's not safe right here. And so if you have these tools in your back pocket to remind yourself that you are safe, that there is safety in your space, like you're in your home, you're in your bed, of course you're safe. But your body doesn't know that if you're in a stress response, so having the tools are wonderful. Another one of my wonderful grounding techniques is just a heart to hand grounding. So literally just putting your hands on your heart and just breathing slowly. This is a really great way to give your body the sense of emotional reassurance and safety. And sometimes healing begins with just these moments of self-connection. Just recognizing I need a little bit of self-reflection and self-attention today, a little bit of self-healing. let's do some self-care. And it's beautiful because when you do this, then you can fully show up for the people in your life. You can be there more present, more whole in your conversations. And it's just a beautiful thing. You can heal your relationships in this way and teach these tools to your kids and your grandkids. And, I think that's the future of humanity, is recognizing that, we have these bodies, we have these nervous systems, and we have the power to change the path and not stay in a fight or flight response. Healing is not perfection. You are not broken. It's something that your body wants you to do, is recognizing that you're whole and coming back to that recognition that you have these tools to acknowledge that wholeness and be present to that. And so many people have spent so many years in disconnection. And I personally, I'm one of those people. I spent probably, I'd say, the last 20 years not knowing that I had this nervous system that needed to be regulated, and not knowing there were tools at my fingertips to use to calm my nervous system. And so I implore you to research. If these ones don't work for you, go online, go on YouTube, search for vagus nerve techniques. You will find hundreds of them, literally, that will help you to calm your nervous system. And it's really through repetition, through awareness, and through self-compassion. It's where we start to use these tools and recognize ourselves and see ourselves as whole people. And with that, mine was really short, 7 minutes. So I thank you for playing with me. And I would love to share my book. I ended up writing a book about all of these healing techniques. So if I can share that in the chat, that's called Holding Myself Through the Truth. I literally just published on April 28th. So it's a brand new book.
Fantastic. Thank you, Stephanie.
Thank you. Yes, absolutely.
I love all those new things I can add to my toolbox as well. Great. Well, then, Joan, it's over to you with 5 Senses Reset Toolkit.
Yes. So hello, everybody. Today, what I want to do is kind of feed off of what we were talking about, but create a first aid kit for when you have a moment of stress. So think of it's a first aid kit for when life is just happening. And I want to help you prepare your first aid kit now when we're nice and calm. We've learned all these techniques and we have these tools. So I want you to walk away today and you're going to build your own personal toolkit. So I'm going to ask you, we're going to walk you through the process, but what I love about this too is when you're calm, you're creating your toolkit so that when all else fails, it's available to you. So the times that I want you to use this, what we're going to build is those times when I see myself walking into a stressful situation. Is there a meeting with my boss that I'm dreading? Am I walking in to be to support others, but I'm having a day? My day feels like chaos. It feels like a tornado going around. Like life is just feeling overwhelming, and it's just like, yeah. The best way to describe it feels like for me is like a tornado going around inside of me. Like, yeah. I also like to use this. I use this a lot. I call it walking around with jazz hands. Because there's if you picture that this is your brain and your prefrontal cortex and your brain stem, and so when we get activated in states of stress, you do not have access to this higher thinking part of your brain because you're walking around, I say, with jazz hands. So, we'll say if you're having a jazz hands day, we're going to create a toolkit for you so that your jazz hands become a little bit more calm there. So for me, one of the easiest, fastest ways is engaging your five senses. It brings you back to yourself. It helps your body reset. It helps you regain clarity. It helps you bring you back to the moment. And our five senses are things that we have access to all the time. And what we're going to do is I'm going to walk you through these five senses, and I want you to, we're going to talk about what you're going to think through what would reset you personally. So this is a personalized, I'm not telling you what you're going to hear or see or feel. So this is something that's going to be for your own personal use. So, I really want you to not overthink it either. So as I'm asking you these questions, I want you to, as we've done, is really go deep within from yourself. What's your first reaction? What your body, yourself, your being already knows what it needs. Maybe not right now, but it's going to anticipate what it needs. And so we're going to do this right now so you'll have it when you need it. So if you would, I invite you, you can close your eyes. If you have a piece of paper and a pen, that would be great, because then you can write down what kind of comes up for you. If you don't, then you can make a mental note of it for yourself. But yeah, so and if you would like to close your eyes, you are more than welcome to close your eyes. And you'll probably have to open them to write, but that's okay. But this is really just getting into what is going to work for you and what your body is trying to tell you it's going to need in its little first aid kit when anxiety and stress and you're walking around with jazz hands, okay? So we're going to start with seeing and sight. So I invite you to close your eyes. So what is something that you can look at that softens or steadies you? Is it a picture of a place? Is it a place in nature? Is it a person or an event that you attended? What do you see that brings you calmness and peace? Again, don't overthink it. Okay. Let's go on to hearing or sound. So what is a sound or a vibration that helps your body exhale? A sound or a vibration. Is it a special song that you love? Is it a sound in nature? Is it your cat purring? Is it that vibration? Is it the sound of an animal? Is it a loved one's voice? What can you hear, or what vibration can you feel that brings you and lets your body just take that exhale? Okay, we doing okay? A thumbs up. Okay. So next one is feeling and touch. Okay. So what is that physical sensation that helps you feel grounded? Think of a special fabric or a blanket, a rock, a crystal. Is there a piece of jewelry that you wear, that you touch? Something that is tangible, that you can feel, and that really helps you feel grounded when you anchor into that physical item. Okay. So next is smell. Okay, so think of a scent. Is there a perfume, a flower, an essential oil? Is it the smell of the beach? Is it food cooking? Is it, I don't know, just a candle that you have? What smell can help you shift your state quickly? So the minute you smell it, you kind of just go, huh, okay, I'm feeling a little bit better. My jazz hands are going down. And then finally, we're on to taste, and this is where the snacks can come in. So what is something simple that you can taste that brings you back in the moment? Is it a piece of chocolate, a peppermint? Is it something shocking? Like we listening to Corey earlier today with EFT, and she talked about like lemon heads or fireballs, right? Is it a shocking taste in your mouth, or is it an orange or an apple, or is there a coffee or a tea? Is there something like that? Is there just a simple taste that can just kind of help to try to reset you and bring you back to the present moment? When it hits your tongue, you feel that sensation, and you're back in your body, and you're back into that taste, and you're engaging that sense of taste with you. So, okay. So we went through all 5 senses. And so what I want you to do is take a moment and kind of either notice what you wrote down or notice what you took a mental note of. And are there 1 or 2 things that really stood out to you? The minute I said, what do you smell or taste or touch? They just jumped out at you. That's going to be your starting point. Those are the 1 or 2 things are going to be the first things that I want you to make sure that you have handy in the moment. Don't necessarily need all 5 of them. I'm going to walk you through some ideas of how to create this for yourself, but just make a mental note if there's 1 or 2 of them, like circle them, or that really resonated with you that you didn't have to think about as much, because that's your body and your being telling you that go to those. When all else fails, you don't know what else to do, you don't have time. This is another thing I want to emphasize is when you have this toolkit in front of you, it's like putting a Band-Aid on, right? You're just putting the Band-Aid on because you have nothing else. You don't have time. You're running into something, and you don't have time to do a B breath. You don't have time to do a lot of other things. It's kind of like your emergency kit. like here it is, ready for me. So it's your first aid kit. And so what I'm going to encourage you to do is go ahead and start gathering these things to have on you. So for example, like if you had, when I talked about a favorite picture or a favorite song, can you put it on your phone? Like my screensaver, I have a picture of the ocean, and it's a live one. So if I touch it, I can kind of see the ocean moving, right? Or I could put a video or something that is like, I know where to go to, because, our phones are with us a lot of the time. Same with a sound. If there was a song or a vibration, it's kind of hard to hear a vibration, but if you can somehow, like put something on your phone or have something that can remind you of that vibration or that what you heard ready to play. That's great. In terms of the tasting, so that's kind of easy, right? You do you want to carry around any mints with you or pieces of chocolate, or if it was like a fruit, you could do like dried fruit with you, but something that you have on you so that you could just pop it in your mouth and it activates that first aid kit for you. Like your stress just goes, ugh. When it comes to the scents, you can think of trial sizes of perfume, essential oils. They have all kinds of candle scents now. So I know I mentioned the beach. I know they have a beach scented candle. Like you can maybe look at getting like a mini one and just keep it, maybe a cosmetic bag, right? And I'm thinking that you put these things in there that are with you. When you're thinking about the touching, so if you thought of a favorite blanket that keeps you warm or something like that, right? Can you go to the fabric store and just find like a little piece of material or fabric that you can put in your little pouch and then just rub on it when you need it? If it was a crystal, I don't know if you want to take out your cat or your dog's fur if you're petting them, but I mean, there's something like that, or like I'm thinking of a blanket or a piece of fabric that mimics like petting your animal or something like that you can physically touch, whether it's a crystal to like I have a lot of these palm stones in my office. If that's something that, carry a small little crystal with you that you just rub. Or I also mentioned, is there a favorite piece of jewelry that just, like I got this when we were on vacation and it reminds me of that time, right? So I can, if I'm having one of those days and my jazz hands are all over the place, I can just, okay, this is all this is what I have. I have my first aid kit with me. So, that's it. But I really would suggest that you kind of get it together now when you have ideas, you've taken the time, you've taken the pause to sit here and think about what may work for you, and now build your own first aid kit and just carry it with you. And whatever works for you. Again, if it's one or two things, that's fine too. But that is what I had. Oh, let's see what Colleen has. Hold on one second. Let me look at the chat here. And feel free to unmute yourself. And if there's anything, ooh, I have an image of whale fins necklace that I love to wear. Yes. So again, I actually have a necklace on as well. And so, yes, if that's something, then if you touch that, yes, and it brings you back to Iceland. Wonderful. Yes. So before you go into a meeting you're dreading with your boss, or you have to get on a phone call or a Zoom meeting with your boss, maybe if everything else fails and you don't have time, you just take, it can be 30 seconds. It can just sit there, touch your necklace, just let it engage, really feel your necklace. Does it have little ridges on it? And does it have anything else is it pointy? Is it round? Does it feel smooth, right? All those things that you're touching it, you can actually have it available to you. And then what that does is it brings you into that present moment. It helps you be grounded and centered. And then when you show up like that, whether you're caring for others or whether you're just walking into a situation, that energy, that calm and peaceful energy that you're bringing into the room is going to reset that whole room for you. So instead of walking in with jazz hands, try to walk in with your, nice and calm and grounded, and see if you can not only shift yourself, but shift the energy in the room as well.
Joan, the one thing that really stood out to me on mine was for sight, sound, touch, and smell. I immediately got something, but I couldn't think of a taste at all. However, when I get stressed out, I eat,
Mm.
like those emotional eaters. But that's not really something that calms me down. I could not think of a taste at all. So there's all these other things now in my toolkit that before I just, go to the pantry or whatever, I'm like, oh, okay, let me do some of these other things, because I know that the taste, that's not one of the things that really calms me.
Oh, that's amazing. I had never heard that perspective before, but that's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love that.
I love it. I love it to have all these other things that I can go to first. And, of course, as a practitioner, I have all these other tools in the toolbox, but it's hard to think of them. But these are super quick. These are so quick. And so I love this. I love this. Thank you for sharing it.
Oh, you are so welcome. I think it's kind of fun too, right? Because you're like, you get to have your own little like magic kit, right? It's like your magic box that you're going to open. Like, ooh, what's going to help me today? So
Thank you, Joan. That is really cool. Yeah, and for me, it was interesting that a smell and a taste came up. The same thing came up, both of those categories. So clearly, it's something that I need to have with me.
that's amazing. Love that. Love that.
Yeah, very cool, very practical.
Yeah, that is all I had. So Kathy, do you want to wrap us up? I know, does anybody else want to share anything or have any questions or need any information from us? You've got all four of us, so.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. We are recording this session, so we will send out this recording afterwards and any of the other sessions that may be recorded. So if you want to also check back and remember what our practitioner shared with you, you can do that at a later date. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. Have a beautiful day.